Hey, it's Paul Omahony here, and today I want to talk about one of the biggest challenges that people worry about when they get started with a new business. And quite simply, it's this. Well, business is just way too risky, right? Okay, so before we get started, I want to make sure that you're aware that if you do find this interesting, which I'm sure you will, and you want to learn more and get deeper into this topic, feel free to go to rethinksocialmedia.com, which gives you the opportunity to watch some additional free training on this topic that I've already prepared for you. So business, is it risky? Quite simply, the answer is 100% yes, it's very, very risky. Business, especially traditional business, is a big risk. The facts back this up. 90 to 96% of new business owners, their business is going to fail. Right? You might even wonder why you would bother getting started when you've got like a relatively low chance of 4%, slightly more than that, of actually being successful. Well, today in this video, I want to share with you not how to have a 4% chance of success, but how to have a 99% plus chance of success with business. Right? We got to look first of all and figure out, well, why do traditional businesses fail? How do so many people, as starting out with the best intention in the world, with great products, great services, somehow end up on the scrap heap? Okay? Well, there are numerous reasons for it, but in this training, let me break it down into some specifics for you. Okay? Now, if we think about it, first of all, where do we learn about business traditionally? Right? Let's say you go down the route of going to college and university, right, where you get your degree in business, you come out with, on average, a debt of $38,000 to get that degree. Then you go in to learn about business and apply your degree. Well, what do we learn in traditional courses, Masters of Business Administration, degrees in business? What are some of the key concepts that are taught? Well, let's look at those. Let's look at 4 specific things that are taught, and then let's see, maybe we can find some clues as to why there are challenges with business. Success, that is. So the first is this, that they talk about when you get into business, you got to have a great idea, right? You definitely need to get started with a great idea. That's the first one. Second thing is, you need to make sure that people really need this, right? Whatever that idea is, you got to make sure that people need it. Thirdly, you want to make sure you're passionate about it, right? As an entrepreneur, you've got to have passion about this business or you're going to give up when the times get tough. And number 4, you need to take whatever it is that you provide and make sure that you turn it into a product, right? In other words, that you're not exchanging time for money, that you can be making money around the clock because you've taken it and changed whatever service you turn into something that people can buy at any time. Right? Now, those 4 things, when you listen to it on the surface, sound quite reasonable, right? I'm sure you'll agree. But that's exactly why you need me in your life, because I completely disagree with those 4 particular reasons when it comes to creating a business. Right? First of all, building a new business around a new idea is a recipe for disaster. Right? Now, that might surprise you that I'm saying that, but I know that's what's taught in traditional courses all over the planet around business. Well, you need a great idea. You don't need a great idea. You need an idea that's already proven. You're already taking on the risk of creating a new business. You may have no experience in that whatsoever. The last thing you want to do is take a concept that's unproven, that the marketplace haven't said they want at this particular point in time. And just because you and your friends might have agreed together, oh yeah, that's a great idea, I think people will want that, that is actually way too difficult a place to start. Let's just think about this for a moment. Facebook, right? That wasn't Mark Zuckerberg's idea, right? We all know that. We've seen the movie The Social Network. It wasn't his idea, right? He got an idea, found it somewhere else, then he went and took that. Uber, for example, a great example, right? Do you think Uber were the first company to come up with the idea of giving people a lift in their car, even though they didn't have a taxi license plate? Right? Every drunken person standing outside a nightclub or a bar for the last 30 years, as they looked at these empty cars go past them with just a driver, would say, you know what, I'd take a lift off that person. I'd pay for them to get home if I just knew they weren't going to kill me. Right? Everybody has thought of that idea at some point in time. But Uber just took that idea and outmarketed and outsold others. Right? And that's the key thing here. It's not, you don't want to get into business with a brand new idea. That's definitely not for the starter, a newbie to business. You want to find an idea that's already proven, people want it in big demand, and you go out and you give it to them. You market better and you sell better than others. Okay? So step one, you do not need an idea, you go after a proven idea. Step two, making sure that people need what you have. On the surface, once again, that sounds like it makes total sense. In fact, when Fortune magazine did a study of this, they studied hundreds of entrepreneurs who had failed with their business. And they asked them, why do you think it failed? Why did your business fail? 42% of them actually said that the number one reason why their business failed was lack of customer need. Lack of customer need. So that's what they highlighted as the primary challenge as to why their business failed. Here's the interesting thing. Their business has failed and they've still missed the point. How many of you watching this right now need to save more money? How many of you need to lose some weight? Okay, but how many of you want to go on a vacation right now? Or how many of you want to have a chocolate eclair if it's sitting in the fridge right now, right? Want always trumps need. People don't necessarily spend money on what they need. They're going to spend their money on what they want. Want will always beat need. Okay, and just think about that from a weight loss perspective, from a savings perspective, from your day-to-day basis. We will always put off into the long term what we need to take precedence with what we want. So if we take the approach, as a lot of entrepreneurs do, where we kind of take this attitude of being a parent, and we're become very familiar with telling our children what they need to do. You need to eat your greens, you need to do this, you need to brush your teeth. And your children really can't argue, they will argue, but they ultimately are going to lose the battle because they need to live in your home, right? But when you go out to the marketplace, you cannot force the marketplace to buy what they need. They're going to spend the money how they want to, and they're going to spend their money on what they want. So as an entrepreneur, you need to understand the difference. Focus on giving people what they want. I mean, Zig Ziglar famously says, and I'm paraphrasing, if you figure out how to give others what they want, you will always get what you want. And that's the key to running a successful business if you add to that line, at a profit. So figure out what people want and just give it to them. Get out of their way. Don't judge them on how they want to spend their money. In an ideal world, you're not just giving them what they want, you're also giving them what they need, but primarily you want to focus on giving them what they want, and that is one of the most important things you can ever do in business, is becoming aware of that, listening to your market and giving them what they want. Number 3 is making sure that you've got a lot of passion. Now, this is an interesting one. I'll probably do a completely separate video on this at another point. And remember, if you're finding this interesting at any point, you can go to rethinksocialmedia.com, and I've got more training for you on this. But passion, if you look it up in the dictionary, one of its meanings is the word suffering, to suffer. That passion means to suffer. And in many cases, even if you look at people when they tell you what they're passionate about and say, I'm so passionate about this, just look at their faces. They go into this mode of suffering, right? What passion truly means is to pursue suffering for an end goal. So what you actually are passionate about really doesn't have any bearing on what other people want. You need to make sure what you're passionate about is what other people are passionate about. That is way more important. In other words, what are people willing to suffer financially for in order to get to the goal? So if you've got a teenage child right now, let's say a teenage boy, and they want to get this brand new computer game or console, right? They are willing to suffer financially at all other costs. They're willing to spend all their money just to get access to that computer game. And that's how it works as a grown-up also. When you're willing to put your money and get into pain financially just so you can pursue what you're passionate about, and you as a marketer and a business owner, if you tap into that and you tap into providing solutions that people not only want but are actually willing to suffer for, in other words, they're so passionate about it, that's the perfect place to be in. Right? So forget you focusing, as far as I'm concerned, on what you're passionate about, unless that passion is something that others are passionate about. Otherwise, you're fighting an uphill battle, and you definitely will suffer. You'll end up suffering quite a bit. And the final thing is, that's often taught is, well, just turn it into a product. Whatever that is, service you're providing or solution, turn it into a product so that you can sell it around the clock. Now that on the surface, once again, sounds like it makes sense, but ultimately, you've got to be very careful. If your business is product oriented, and you are not aware that every product eventually expires, your business is going to expire sooner than you expect. Your business should never be built around a product. Your business needs to be built around a solution. Okay, we want to make sure that you are a solution provider. You can have a multitude of products and services ultimately that will service that want and that desire within that solution space in that niche. But if you focus only on one product, as soon as that product expires or somebody comes in cheaper, you are going to face a huge challenge in business. And I know it's difficult as an entrepreneur, especially if you do come out with a new idea and a new product. You're going to cling to it like a child and you don't want to let it go. But it has to evolve. Something is going to come out that's going to completely disrupt that industry, no matter what industry you're in. So be aware of that. Change your focus from being product-oriented to be solution-oriented. And that's what's going to allow you to then suddenly think longer term than just short term around one specific area. So these are the 4 key things that I found over the years that truly make business high risk to get into. But all that being said, if you rethink business and you rethink how all this is done, and right from the outset you get into an area where it's a niche that's proven, that people really want it. What do people want? They want to be healthier, they want to be happier, they want to be wealthier. If you stick to those, then you build an online business around that where you've got almost zero costs in starting up, maybe $10 to $15 a month for ongoing software that you need. You're then taking away all these risks. And the best thing about an online business is quite simply this: you can fail fast. In other words, if you think you have a great idea and you're listening to me and what I said earlier and you said, yeah, but I still have a great idea, that's fine, okay? Right? Take my advice here. Run some ads on Facebook and get the right message in front of the right people. And if it doesn't work, you're so much better off finding that out within 48 hours as you will on any type of ad platform, rather than going and getting a bank loan and trying to prove this for the next 2 to 3 years and losing heart, losing hope, and probably putting you off business for life. That is what's amazing about an internet business. You get instant feedback from the market, you find out exactly what they want, you can sell it before you even have it ready, you can put it on pre-order. So it eliminates pretty much every single risk that we've addressed you can get rid of by running an online business. And also, if you really want to make sure that you're minimizing the risk with business, get coached. Get coached by somebody who's been there, done that online business is second nature to them, are running the kind of ads that you want to run, are servicing the kind of people that you want to help. That's exactly how you can make sure that your business is one of the 4%. Keep it online, get coached, keep it simple, and give people what they want. Now, if you found this useful and you know somebody else that could benefit from this also, feel free to share, feel free to tag them into this video. Please like and comment and let us know of your own experiences below. Okay.
I was thinking maybe we should jump into some money videos.